Welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa. Get your education booklet in our daily newspaper, street sales, or at your school every Monday to Thursday for pre-primary up until grade 3. The lessons are for listening or watching online. Inside the newspapers, there is an insert of the lesson booklet. Please cut the top of the lesson booklet with a pair of scissors and fold it for ready to use. But there is more. We are also available on our online platforms, MyZone and Zoshi Facebook pages, and in addition, our website, Zoshi Online. Hello everyone and welcome to My Zone Online School. My name is Teacher Mutsa and thank you so much for joining me today. Our theme this week is saving energy and revision. And before we get into any lessons, boys and girls, we know that we need to sanitize. Remember, sanitizing is not the only way we can stay safe. You can also use soap and water to wash your hands. Just make sure that you run your hands under the tap for 30 seconds. Make sure your hands are dry before you touch anything else. For today's lesson, we will be talking about phonics, present continuous tense, and capacity. Now, boys and girls, let us start our lesson by going to page 9. On page 9, we are going to be doing the phonics sound. Now, today we have I, E, and then E, I. Now, these two are rarely seen together, but there is a rule for most of them. The first rule is that the I is before E, except for certain letters. Today, you're going to fill in the missing sound for the following words. Let's take a look at the board so we can do at least 2 together. Now, the first word that we have is the word neither. Neither. So, neither is in the negative. But what helps us know whether it's EI or RE or IR is how we say it, neither. So if it is the E sound that is coming out, then that means we use EI first. Very good. Then we have the next one. We have the word chief. Chief. Now, if we have the word chief, then that means you can hear the E sound come out. We have the E sound come out for neither, but then we have chief, which means that our voice has changed to an upper sound. So, if our voice has changed, then that means it is the I-E sound. Okay? So, we have neither and chief. Then we move on now to the sentences. Now they have given you the first letters and it's up to you to choose which one is the correct one. Let's read the sentence on the board. My sister is dash years old. Let's read it again. My sister is dash years old. Now for this sentence, we have to choose the sound that is supposed to be there. We know that the word is 8. 8. So if we say the word 8, it's the same sound as the sound. So that means we put our E first, then our I. So, boys and girls, here is the trick. focus on how you are saying the word. Remember, if it is a strong or deep eh sound or I sound, that means we put the EI sound. But if it is an I sound, or it sounds a little bit higher, or an I sound, then that means we take the IE. Take your time, boys and girls, have fun, and try and say these words out loud so you don't get confused. I'll see you soon after the advert break.
Follow us on My Zone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
Now, boys and girls, let us move on to page 10. On page 10, we are going to continue with present continuous tense. Remember, present continuous tense is when the action is still happening. So, we need to change our verb into a word that allows us to continue the action. Now, for this exercise, you're going to fill in the blanks by changing the verb in the brackets and then adding am or ir or is before the verb. Remember how we change the verbs when we are dealing with present continuous tense. Let me show you some examples on the board. Now, the basic rule is that we add ing. That is the basic rule. But once we add ing, some words need to change a little bit more. For example, the word bake needs its E removed so that it can become baking. For words that have the vowel sound, like I for swimming, we can hear the vowel sound. We double the last letter and then add our ing. For most of them, they are regular, which means that we just take the word and then add our ing. So don't forget, for each sentence, you need to look carefully. If it ends with an E, you know that you remove it and add ing. If it has a vowel sound that comes up as a long vowel sound, you need to double the last letter. And then if it is just a normal regular word or a verb, we just add ing. Remember, they want you to use is, are, or am to complete the sentence. Now, I know we have done this before, so I'm going to leave you to do this by yourself. Read each sentence carefully, and if you're not sure, you can ask an adult to help you with the reading, but try to answer by yourselves. Have fun, and I'll see you soon after the advert break.
Do you have children in the age range of 5 to 6 years and want to participate in our school booklet program? Please contact us on 081 74 3759 and we will put you on our distribution list for the attention of pre-primary schools. Topics include family, summer, culture, traditions and houses, transport and communications, occupations, autumn and more. We distribute countrywide in over 10 different languages.
Boys and girls, let's now move on to the next page, page 11. On page 11, we are going to be dealing with measurement. Today's measurement is all about capacity. Now, the capacity units that we're going to be dealing with are liters and milliliters. The milliliters that you can see for the first one are the ones that are written on the measuring cup. It's going to be your job to simply read what the milliliters are for each cup and then write the answer down. For number 2, it's slightly different. We have a jar that has the milliliters on one side and fractions of a liter on the other side. Now, it's going to be your job to make sure that you read and then write. For number 2A, they are asking for half a liter. If you look carefully at the jar, half of a liter is equal to 500 milliliters. So go ahead and write 500 milliliters for your answer. Please don't forget to put the ml for the sign milliliters. Otherwise, it would be wrong. For the last part of this exercise, you're going to be doing number 3. Number 3 now is slightly different. They are asking you to calculate how much more you need to make 1 liter. So for this one, it is all about subtraction. Now there's one important rule you need in order for you to do this one. So let's take a look at the board. The rule is very simple. We already know that 1 liter is equal to 1000 milliliters. So if that is the rule, that means we are going to change our liter to milliliters. For the jar that you can see, it says it has 450 milliliters. In order for us to know how much more is needed to get to the liter, we need to convert the liter into milliliters. Then we say 1000 milliliters minus 450 milliliters. That way, we will get our answer as to how many milliliters we need. Now, as we always do with subtraction, there will be some borrowing taking place. We start with the side of the units. 0 minus 0 equals 0. Then we say 0 minus 5. Now because 0 is on top, it's not possible. So what do we have to do? We need to borrow. If we go to the next number, which is also a 0, it has nothing. So we need to jump to the next number where we have 1. So we say to Mr. Ones, please can we borrow a 1? He gives us that 1 and then we proceed to make it 10. Now this digit is 10, which means he has enough for us to borrow. So we cross him out again and write our 10. That means we have borrowed 1, which means the new number here is 9. So far we have just been doing borrowing. We borrowed from 1 and made it a 0. We borrowed from 10 and made it a 9. And now we are at 10. 10 minus 5. 10 minus 5, boys and girls, we know is 5. So we can move on with our calculations. The next one is 9 minus 4. Now it's 9, remember, because we borrowed 1 to the previous place value. So we say 9 minus 4, which gives us 5. The last one is now a 0. So 0 minus nothing gives us 0. But there is no need for us to write it in front. That means, boys and girls, 1000 milliliters minus 450 milliliters gives us 550 milliliters. That's how much we need to fill up the jar. So take your time, boys and girls. Make sure you structure your questions carefully. Remember to convert the 1 liter into 1000 milliliters and then subtract the number you can see, or use that number that you can see to subtract to find out your answer. Don't forget to put the milliliter sign to show that these are the units. Have fun, and I'll see you when you're done after the advert break.
Follow us on MyZone Facebook Active Kids to watch your daily lesson and other fun activities with Zoe and Zoshi.
Boys and girls, it is now time for our lesson to end. But I really hope you had fun. Remember, if you're not sure what to do, that's okay. You can either watch this video again or you can ask an adult for help. But make sure that you do your work by yourself. Now that we are done, we need to sanitize. And yes, sanitizing is very important. You can also encourage the people around you to sanitize. That way you know that your environment is safe from any germs. Now that we're done, it's also time for us to say goodbye. I'm not sure where Zoshi is today, but I'm sure he's very close. Zoshi? I thought I heard you come in. Oh, there you are, Zoshi. So, from Sashi and I would like to say thank you so much for joining us today and goodbye.
Our online school will help you along the way. Find us at www.zoshi.online and download the booklet. Follow us on Facebook to never miss a video. Subscribe to our Zoshi Telegram channel if you want to receive daily updates. Proudly sponsored by the Ministry of Education, Arts and Culture, Namibian Community Trust, UNICEF, My Zone Online School, Amos Meerkat Syllabus, and Capricorn Foundation.